What's up, people? Welcome to week 4 in September. Oh, look at this. I got some hair going on up over here. September. I well, you might be watching this before September because I'm posting it. No, today's the 31st. I'm not going to post it at least until Thursday or Friday, which is September. So even if you're watching this before week 4 officially begins, welcome to September. I love the months. September, October, November, December. I'm very excited. I can't wait. Even though it's still going to be like 90 degrees, in my heart and mind, it's gonna feel like 65 degrees, even if it's really not. Okay, but at least then I can go inside my house where it is 65 degrees, and I can make myself a cup of coffee and look at the September beauty while drinking my coffee in my 65-degree house. Okay, I'm very excited. Very excited. This is going to be posted before Labor Day, but so if you're watching this before Labor Day, I hope that you have a great Labor Day. And if you are like, I'm not watching week 4 lecture until week 4, in that case, it will either be on Labor Day. So I hope you're enjoying your Labor Day. Or you could be like, whoa, no, Labor Day is a holiday. I'm not watching this on a holiday. I'll watch this on Tuesday. In that case, I hope you had a great Labor Day and that it was really enjoyable, it's really relaxing. You get to kick back and enjoy some soda, okay, for all of you dual enrollers, all right, like Elijah, who I met today. Elijah, as I told you, I'm going to tell everybody else, I've never had an actual one of my dual enrollment students come to see me in my actual classroom here at Parkview. But if I have other students out there in the virtual world who go to Parkview also, you can come by and say hi. I'm in room 10103. Okay. Nice to see all y'all. Let's get started. We're gonna go until the bell for third period rings. Okay, here we go. If we're looking at our week 4 assignments, okay. Today we're gonna talk about paragraph development. We're not really gonna talk about organization. By organization, I mean organization of paragraphs. Okay. Because last week we looked at outlines and all that kind of stuff. And then we're going to look at one example, I guess 2 examples of strong versus weak writing. One example of a strong, one example of a weak writing, okay? This week you are reading chapter 4 of your textbook about drafting and revising. I posted a week or so ago in the announcements about how to get access, all right? And this, let's see here. Grace period has been extended. All right. So if you go through the proper channels, you can still read the textbook. Okay. I'm not posting another copied chapter of the textbook. You can go to this from August 18th. Okay. You can go to this announcement and you can follow the steps about registering under using grace period, and you can get you can read the textbook there. Okay. This week you are writing your first draft of your essay. Okay. You're writing the first draft, and you are going to go to lessons. Essay 1 right here. Click here, and you will submit your first draft. Okay. I'm going to be grading it based on Mla formatting. Okay. Mla formatting is a big part of essay 1. And so when you submit your first draft, okay, I'm going to be looking at first draft from. I'm not reading every single body's first draft because that would be like 100. That would be 80 essays. Too much. Okay. We will do an editing we'll have spend a week editing, okay? But I am going to look at everybody's MLA formatting. And your assignment, your grade will be based upon MLA formatting, okay? There's like, there are, let's see, I'm going to be doing header, which is your last name page numbers, your heading, which is your name and my name and the class and the due date, the title, and that that it is justified, that your margins are justified, not to the left, okay? That's four things I'm grading on, okay? So I don't give zeros, so I'll probably grade it out of like 60 points, okay? If you turn in something that's all wrong, but you still turn something in, then you can still get a 60, which is a D. If you turn nothing in, you'll get a 0. And for every infraction you have, you lose 10 points. If it doesn't have the page numbers and last name, you lose 10 points. If there's an error in your heading, lose 10 points. If there is no title, you're going to lose 10 points. If it is not justified, okay, correctly, 10 points. If it's not double spaced correctly, you're going to lose points. If it's not, if you have too many lines, if you have too many lines between paragraphs, you're going to lose 10 points, okay? So I'm telling you that right now, that I'm grading the rough draft, as in your first draft, all in the MLA formatting, okay? Because this class hits hard on MLA formatting. And so MLA, and which should be an easy grade. The MLA formatting stuff should be easy, okay? So you need to make sure that you work on that, all right? There's more MLA practice up here if you want to look at this, all right? There's MLA formatting right here. I went over in week 1. You can go to lectures and you can rewatch the week 1 lecture where I format the papers, all right? So that's an expectation. This week you will see I'm gonna put week 4. I'm gonna put right here the PowerPoint notes that I go over today, right here. Okay. All right, let's get to it. Oh my God! Don't look! Don't look! Don't look! Don't look! Don't look! Don't look! All right, so let's see. Here we go. Today we are gonna go over paragraphs and examples of good writing and bad writing. All right. So what I'm gonna talk about today is the perfect paragraph. Why did this freeze? Oh, it didn't freeze. On my screen, it froze. Okay. Woo. If you were one of my previous students in 10th grade and you have me now as a dual enrollment teacher, this will be redundant because I teach the same structure every year for every grade. Okay. The perfect paragraph. Master the paragraph, master the essay. Okay. An essay is just a series of paragraphs. If you know how to write, you don't actually ever sit down to write an essay. You sit down to write paragraphs. And if you can write a good paragraph, then you can write that paragraph 5 times. All right. Same format, same structure, just new ideas. All right. There's 3 parts to a paragraph: claim, support, and analysis. Those are the 3 parts of a paragraph. You got to have all 3 of those in your paragraph. The first part of a paragraph is your claim, which is your main idea. It's the main idea that is being made in the paragraph. The main idea that a writer wants their readers, I misspelled there, that's embarrassing. Hold on. There you go. Their readers to understand and know, okay? The main idea of that paragraph. There's only one claim in a paragraph. The rest of the paragraph is just proving and convincing the audience that the claim being made is legitimate and believable. 20% of your paragraph should be your claim. You can have a couple of sentences if you want as your claim, okay? What comes next in your paragraph is support. Contextual support, like text quotes from a text, maybe, or summaries from a text. References. Use just enough quotes or summaries to support your claim analysis. Evidence, case studies, examples, all those things is support. Support is used so that way the reader can conceptualize what you're saying. The reader needs proof of what you are saying. Whether this is an illustrative essay, a expository essay, a research essay, an illustrative essay, you got to have good support. All right. The reader needs to be able to see what you're talking about, whether that is from a text or it's really good, clear, detailed examples. It shows what part of the text you're discussing, and it serves as evidence. And that should be about 30% of your paragraph, not your whole paragraph. It shouldn't be all of your paragraph. It shouldn't be just be examples, okay? Just about 30% of your paragraph, maybe 40% of your paragraph, 40% of your paragraph, okay? And the last part of your paragraph, or the majority of your paragraph, is analysis. Analysis. Can you see that there? Oh no, my face is right there. Analysis, which should be 50% of your paragraph. And it should, in this is where you explain. You explain your main ideas. All right. You explain your claim. This is where your paragraph wins or loses. You have to tell your reader how they need to understand the information. You can't just make a claim, provide some evidence without explaining what the evidence means. Okay. You don't want to leave the reader up to their own interpretation. You want to tell them how to interpret this information. Okay. You don't want to leave it for them to decide because they might come up with the wrong conclusions, and you want to set them straight and tell them exactly what they need to be thinking. Okay. Everything discussed here needs to go back to the claim and evidence. Your analysis, furthering your claim, and explaining your evidence. All right. So I'm going to use an example. I'm going to use an example as if we are writing about the film Milan. Okay. So here's an example. Here's a paragraph, and I'm going to read it to you, and then I'm going to show you the different parts of it. In the film Milan, the theme is that women should be seen as equal and respected on the battlefield as much as men. In the movie, when Milan's kingdom is threatened by the invasion of the Huns, the men are called to war. Milan wants to serve too, but she is denied because of her gender. Therefore, she disguises herself as a male in order to fulfill her destiny to be a great warrior. Milan is confident in her strength and courage as a warrior, but the male-dominated and sexist society that she lives in prohibits her from fighting. Even though by surviving and thriving in the war, she proves that women can be as equal or more so than men in war. Although the film doesn't explicitly show people being killed, because there are battles fought, it can be understood that people do in fact die in these battles. Yet Milan survives. And if it is understood that she's the only woman fighting in this war, then that means she, a woman, has been more dominant in battle than many other male soldiers. With her rising political power as being a princess, combined with the self-assurance and believing that women can handle battle, she will be a mighty influence in her kingdom at leveling the field of respect paid toward women in battle and society. That's fantastic. What a great paragraph. Okay, now let's break it down. This paragraph follows the pattern of claim support analysis. Let's see how. That moved me. My face is everywhere. First off, what is the claim of the Milan paragraph? Do you know? Do you know? I do. In the film Milan, the theme is that women should be seen as equal and respected on the battlefield as much as men. That's our claim. This is all about the theme. That the bigger point of the story is that women should be seen as equals on the battlefield. Okay. So what's next is the support. What is the support from this paragraph? Prove it. Prove it. In the movie, when Milan's kingdom is threatened by the invasion of the Huns, the men are called to war. That's just summary of what happens in the movie. Milan wants to serve too, so she's denied because of her gender, which is in the movie. Therefore, she disguises herself as a male in order to fulfill her destiny to be a great warrior. That's all in the movie. That if you watch the film, you see that there's nothing to misinterpret. That's exactly what happens. Okay, this is just summary from the film. So then finally we have the analysis, okay, which is where the writer interprets this information and puts it out there on the paper for the readers to read. Milan is confident in her strength and courage as a warrior. Again, she never says that, but we can just interpret her behavior as being confident. But the male-dominated and sexist society that she lives in prohibits her from fighting, even though by surviving and thriving in the war, she proves that women can be as equal or more so than men in war. Okay, so the proof in that women can be equal in battle is the fact that she survives the wars. She fights and survives. just like men do. Some men, not the ones that she fights. um, all of the film doesn't explicitly show people being killed because there are battles fought. It can be understood, again, this is interpretation, that people do in fact die, yet Milan survives. Okay, so all of this is focused on analysis, interpreting the film and telling the reader how they need to understand it and how it supports the theme of female equality in battle. Now, what does this look like though? And when it's all together, well, here you go. Okay, this is the way that the paragraph looks when highlighted the three parts. This is the claim in the film, Milan. The theme is that women should be seen as equal and respected, blah, 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 okay? Then we have summary. This is stuff that happens in the story. And then we have the explanation, all right, the analysis, how the film proves this point, okay? And so we can see that the majority of this paragraph is analysis, as it should be. And then we have support, and then we have our one claim. Okay, so your paragraphs should flow that way for the most part. Now, look, there's going to be some differences in like how the support and the analysis go together. I'm going to show you an example in a moment of good writing where there's some support and then there's some analysis, and then there's some more support and there's more analysis, and that's okay as well, as long as there's one claim and then there is not just all supports. Okay, and there's a lot of discussion and explanation of the support and how it proves the claim. Okay, so here's another example. Okay, from this book called White Fragility. Here we have this claim. Now, like, this is a little bit different because this isn't a book. All right, so this easily though could be one paragraph. The claim is this: another way that my life has been shaped by being white is that my race is held up as the norm for humanity. Whiteness is the norm for humanity. Whites are just people. Our race is rarely, if ever, named. Think about how often white people mention the race of a person if they are not white. My black friend, the Asian woman. I enjoy young adult literature, but I am taken aback by how consistently the race of characters of color is named, and how only those characters' races are named. Meaning, if they're not named, assumed to be white. That's the claim. Okay, that my life has been shaped by being white, and that my race is seen as the base level. Here's the support. Use an example from school. Support. Consider the writers we're all expected to read. The list usually includes Ernest Hemingway, John Steinbeck, Charles Dickens, Fyodor Dostoevsky, Mark Twain, Jane Austen, and William Shakespeare. These writers are seen as representing the universal human experience, and we read them precisely because they are presumed to be able to speak to us all. Now consider the writers we turn to during events promoting diversity. Now pause 1 second, okay? We have evidence. These first 3.5 lines are 3 lines really, is evidence. But then this line, these writers are seen as representing the universal human experience, and we read them precisely because they are presumed to be able to speak to us all. That's analysis. If I had to highlight, if I could highlight, this is a picture from a PDF book, so I can't do it. But these 2 lines, a little bit of 3 lines, is analysis. We have examples, which is support, and then we have analysis. Now consider the writers we turn to during events promoting diversity, such as Multicultural Authors Week and Black History Month. These writers usually include Maya Angelou, Toni Morrison, James Baldwin, Amy Tan, and Sandra Cisneros. We go to these writers for the Black or Asian perspective. Okay. Now, this is more support. Maya Angelou, Toni Morrison. This is evidence. This is support. And then we have more analysis. We go to these writers for the Black or Asian perspective. Toni Morrison's always seen as the Black writer, not just a writer. But when we're not looking for the Black or Asian perspective, we return to white writers, reinforcing the ideas of whites as just human and people of color as particular kinds, racialized, of humans. This also allows white male writers to be seen as not having an agenda or any particular perspective, while racialized and gendered writers do. Okay, so we have a claim, and then we have support and some analysis. Support and more analysis. Okay, that's professional writing. But here's an example of student writing. Okay, same thing. All right. These are excerpts from two student essays from last year. Same assignment that y'all have. Write either a narrative or an illustrative or definitive or exemplary essay, or you can write an essay that uses all these types of styles in it, okay? Over a topic that you pick. So here are some examples. I'm gonna give you one of the strong, show you how the paragraphs are written, and then I'm gonna show you a weak one, okay? So here's the paragraph. This is a strong writing using illustration and narrative. And by illustration also, it could be exemplification, because these are examples as well, okay? So this is from an actual student. What time is it? 9 o'clock. Got 10 minutes. Let's do this. Woo! All right, so this person writes, another opportunity I had from growing up white was being ignorant of casual racism surrounding me. When I revisited my hometown after several years of living in other regions of the country, I reconnected with my childhood best friend. When I told him that I had settled down in Atlanta, he said, I wouldn't make it in Atlanta. Too many blacks. I was stunned by how casually this racist remark came out of his mouth, even though I knew this guy was the embodiment of a good old boy. I always associated that term to mean a good guy from the country. He was recognized as a man of God. He was the kind of man you would want your son to grow up to be. He was a hard worker and the son of a police lieutenant, but he made these remarks with such ease. The encounter opened my eyes to many other instances of casual racism from my past. Riding in peers' cars when they would lock the doors at the sight of a black man walking on the sidewalk. White community members staring at the Sikh man in the DMV because he looks Muslim. Elders ranting about the illegals taking our jobs. Growing up within the royal white circle gave me the opportunity to be ignorant to casual racism that is still rampant in many areas today. Now, this person clearly is not a dual enrollment student or a high school student. This is one of our continuing education students who is an adult and came back to college to try to finish their degree. But it's a great paragraph. It's a great paragraph from an ASA. Okay, and let's look at it. Let's dissect it. Okay, first we have the claim. Another opportunity I had from growing up white was being ignorant of casual racism surrounding me. All right, this claim about casual racism is consistently reinforced through paragraph. Okay, throughout the paragraph, it is consistently reinforced. Everything in this paragraph goes back to casual racism. We have some support. When I've revisited my hometown after several years of living in other regions of the country, I reconnected with my childhood best friend, blah, 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 okay? Support that is specific and realistic. It's conceptual. Your reader can see this. I can see coming back and visiting somebody, there's specific detail. Atlanta, all right? Childhood best friend. It's not just a person. It's not just a place, okay? It's detailed, all right? And this illustrates the claim. Even if this was hypothetical, I could still see it. Analysis. I was stunned. This is the writer's reaction to what happened. This is their analysis, okay? And all this. He was recognized as a man of God. He was the kind of man who you want your son to be, okay? Yet, even though this is a good person, still being racist, okay? Shocked. Analysis that explains to the reader how to interpret their example. Then we go back to some additional support and ending analysis. The encounter opened my eyes to all these other things that I realize I'm experiencing, and then it lists them, okay? And then ending analysis. So this is a great paragraph, and it's 213 words. So if you did 5 of these, all right, then this would be over 1,000-word essay, which should meet the mark, okay? Very good. It's well organized. It stays on track, and everything goes back to the claim. And there's examples, and there's analysis of the example. Examples and analysis of the examples. And the examples are well thought out, and they're detailed, and they're clear, and they're specific. Okay? This is a very good paragraph to model. Now, we're going to look at a weak writing example of an illustration essay. automatically you can see the difference between, look, 213 words, 73 words. Okay. This essay comes from a D paper. D. Still passing, but it's a D. Okay. Here we go. Expectations are something that everyone has in their life. It can be either a parent wanting their child going into a certain college or a child wanting something from their parents. From my experience, instead of both the parents and the children not talking through and just expecting something from each other, they should always talk it out through a conversation. Both the children and parents can achieve a lot through a conversation. Okay, claim. Expectations are something that everyone has in their life. Okay, it's repeated throughout. Support. It can be either a parent wanting their child going into a certain college or a child wanting something from their parents. Okay, but the support is non-specific and it lacks details to adequately illustrate their claim. It's too vague. Wanting something, okay, like what kind of thing do they want from their parents? Love, respect, a car, who knows what, okay? Why did the parent want them to go to a certain college? What's important about that college? Is it an HBCU? Is it an all-girls school? Is it a religious college? Is there alma mater? There's so much room for details that this person missed the opportunity to do. Okay, we have no idea what's going on. From my experience, instead of both the parents and the children are not talking through and just expecting something from each other, they should always talk it out. Okay, now your experience, you could have also used the experience. Like, what is the experience you're talking about? That could have been support. That could have been really good. That could have been the narrative part of your paper, but you don't talk about it. All right, this person didn't talk about it. And so this analysis provides generalized explanation of the claim, yes, but doesn't really go anywhere. We don't really understand more. We could talk it out through a conversation. What kind of conversation? What is the real conflict that's happening? We don't know because it's too short and it's too vague. Okay. It does have all three parts of a paragraph, which is why it passes. Remember, okay, listen, you gotta think about grades two different ways. There is, do you achieve the standard minimally, which is pass or fail? Okay, so so if the standard is your paragraph has to have three parts to it: claim, support, analysis. Cool, pass or fail. This passes. It has all three parts. It passes. Then grades above passing is all about quality. D, C, B, A. If there could be a non-grade, which is just passing, for this would get that. Okay. Then D implies low quality. It's passing, but it's low quality. CBA then constitutes better quality. Okay, A is the best quality, which was the previous paragraph I showed you. B is minimal, is good quality, not best, but it's good. C is average quality, and then D is no quality. Okay, it passes because it meets the minimum. It has all three parts, but it's kind of like, like food. There's food that passes. Bread and water, stale bread and water passes as food, but there's like no quality to it. It doesn't taste good. Just have, bread, stale bread and stale water. All right, dusty water. Ugh. Okay. So this passes, but doesn't get the quality grade. It gets only a passing grade, which is a 70. Or no, in this case, a 60, a D. Okay. So remember that when y'all are writing. Do you want to just pass the class, or do you want a quality grade? Okay. This example, 73 words, three parts of the paragraph, claim, support, analysis, this passes. Okay. But this is quality. All right. 3 times as much and better examples. Okay. But this person could have done better examples. This has nothing to do with intelligence. Again, quality grades are about effort. Okay. The paragraph lacks depth because it's too short and the examples are non-specific. It's too generalized to be conceptual. Okay, that's it. We're done. It's 9:09. Woo! Bell's gonna ring in a moment. Okay. So that's it. You are going to write your rough draft of your topic, which everyone should have one. You're going to post it here, SA1 first draft, okay? I'm grading it for MLA formatting, okay? Proper MLA format. Even if you only write a page, if your first draft is only 1 page, but that page is in MLA formatting, cool, okay? All right. This first draft is not even a quality grade, really. It's completion. Do you have page numbers and headers? Do you have the heading, which with the name, my name, class name, due date, title? Is it justified, not a line left? Is there's no additional spaces between any lines? There's no additional lines between paragraphs. It's all legit, okay? Then you'll get a good grade, even if what you write is short. I'm looking at proper MLA formatting, okay? All right. Email me if you have any questions. Happy Labor Day, or happy pre-Labor Day, or happy post-Labor Day, whenever you're watching this. All right, I'll see y'all later.